all going to like the same things. You know, we get married and we hope that there's and look for a lot of similarities, but it doesn't mean we're going to love everything our spouse does, and vice versa, right? They're going to look at things we do and think, why would you spend your time? And we're going to look back at them and think, why would you spend your time doing that? But I think it comes back to recognizing that there is, for a marriage to be successful or a family, it's based on selflessness, and recognizing just like he respects that this is how I like to spend my time, I respect that that is how he wants to spend his time. And so we work with that and say, well, hopefully he understands the joy I receive. You know, I see that you are, you know, there's joy for you in watching that or doing that also.
Well, and you don't have to necessarily participate in it, but you could be there at the finish line.
You know, and there's great research that supports that. There's great research that looks at couples, married couples, that like very different things. And usually that could hurt a marriage, but we found that even engaging in those individual activities, such as a runner, which is what the research is based on, if I love to run and my husband doesn't, as long as he supports me, it's not going to hurt our marriage in ways like you mentioned, coming to the races and waiting at the finish line, buying the new running shoes for Christmas that I've had my eye on because I love the hobby of running. And so as long as there's support, your marriage will stay strong. It can stay strong. Mm-hmm. It's just when you stop supporting one another in those ventures that then you start to run into trouble.
So would you say overall, for both of you, blogging or social media and technology has enriched your marriage?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's still, I'm just reminded as we're sitting here speaking, it's not like we've arrived at our solution. It's still something that we think about every day. And sometimes I have to remind Courtney to put her phone down at dinner. And sometimes she reminds me. It used to be always me, you know. So, but generally and largely, absolutely, I think this is one of those things that, again, our parents didn't necessarily have, that for good or for evil, you know, we're trying to make it for good, and I think it has been.
And to make it work in your life and enrich your life in ways that it wasn't available before.
And it's been the greatest blessing, you know. We try very hard every day to pray and be receptive to inspiration and revelation and in the way that we know that we should be, and this is where we are. This is what we're doing, and we feel that in a way that sometimes feels odd to say. I know that people feel odd saying that being a blogger is a calling, or using Twitter or, you know, whatever it may be for good is an honorable, is a worthwhile, a worthy thing. But we absolutely say that with confidence.